Another blessed day in South Florida. I'm Getchin Sherry, founder of HomeSnatch Realty, and I thank you for your continued support. And if you find this video informative, please subscribe and click on the bell to be notified when I post the latest videos. Also, please continue to share, comment, and continue to send your questions, and I will do my best to answer them. In this video, I will address a question that I received where the person asked me to discuss the differences between an apartment unit, a condo unit, a townhouse, and a single-family home. For time's sake, I decided to make a series of videos. This is part 4 of a 4-part series. In part 1, I discuss what you should know when renting an apartment unit. In part 2, I discuss what you should know when buying a condo unit, also known as condominium. And in part 3, I discuss what you should know when you are buying a townhouse or a townhome style home. In this video, which is part 4 of the series, I will discuss what you should know when you are buying a single family house. Please watch part 1, part 2, and part 3 of the series to get the full benefit of these series of videos. Now, perhaps you are a first-time home buyer, or you are simply looking to downsize. Now, regardless of where you are in life, I believe these series of videos will help you decide on what type of home will best fit your needs. When considering which style of home to purchase, you should consider the following. You should consider your budget, your lifestyle, the amount of involvement you plan to have in your home maintenance, how long you plan to live in the home, and you should also determine the amount of money you can comfortably set aside for repairs, maintenance, and remodeling costs. As I stated earlier, this video will discuss what you should know when you are purchasing a single family house. So let's get started. We'll start with the basics. Imagine, if you would, an owner-developer decides to develop a parcel of land. If zoning permits, the owner-developer can build any style of home he or she desires. For the sake of this video, we'll say the owner-developer decides to construct single-family style houses, meaning the developer elects to construct individual freestanding houses rather than a high-rise building or attached row of houses, also known as townhomes or townhouses. Now, a single-family house is perhaps the most sought-after type of home in the United States. When you are considering which home to buy, you were most likely thinking about buying a freestanding single-family home. Both home buyers and renters are attracted to single-family style homes. However, the increased demand for single-family houses have resulted in affordability issues, meaning housing single-family homes are much pricier. Needless to say, with the increased population and the demand for single-family homes, we can say it is unlikely that the demand will decrease anytime soon. So, what is a single-family home? Single-family house. Simply put, a single-family house is a one-unit home that houses one family. In other words, the style of home is not connected to any other residential structures. This type of house is detached and sits on its own lot or its own parcel of land. In some limited areas, however, this style of freestanding house is divided into to connected single-family units. These are also referred to as duplex house. Now, the main characteristics that distinguishes a single-family house from other type of houses is that the scope of ownership, when you, the buyer, the scope of ownership that you assume as the buyer when you buy a single-family home. When you buy a single-family home, you own the building itself and you also own the land it sits on. Therefore, you are responsible for all upkeeps that are associated with those areas, including lawn, landscape, and maintenance of the property, to include painting and repairs. And of course, you are also responsible for paying taxes on the property's assessed value. Now, in recent years, in gated communities, for example, single-family houses are grouped together with shared spaces such as a pool, a guest house, playgrounds. In such a case, the homeowner association will maintain the shared space. However, as the owner and as a member of the association, you will pay a fee to the homeowner association, also known as HOA. The HOA will, as I stated, maintain the shared spaces. They will also, in some cases, provide lawn care, landscaping, and security services. Generally, the HOA sets rules and regulations for the community, which include the aesthetics appearance of the houses within such community. Now, what are the pros and cons of buying a single-family house? Well, single-family houses, I believe, are best for couples and families. The costs associating with those are you will have to have sufficient funds for the down payment, and of course you'll have a monthly mortgage payment and repair and maintenance costs. Everything is on your shoulder if you have a freestanding home. Ownership, as I stated earlier, when you own a single-family home, you own not only the house, but you also own the lands that it sits on. The pros are you have no co-ownership. You may have more spaces because you have the entire space. You have privacy, and you have the possibility for renovation and expansion if you want. In addition to all these benefits, single-family homes tend to gain equity. Equity growth tends to happen much faster. Now, what are the cons? Well, of course, single-family homes are higher in prices. Property taxes, you would pay that since it's based on the cost of the property. It will be higher. And you have greater responsibilities for the exterior maintenance. So the bottom line is, buying a single-family home is likely to be the largest investment of your lifetime. Therefore, it is important that you make the right choice. Of the many types of home that are on the market for sale, a single-family home requires the most amount of maintenance. A single-family home may be a good option for anyone who can afford the full cost of maintaining a home. Generally, a single-family house tends to appreciate much faster than a multi-family house because there is a greater demand for single-family homes, so therefore the prices go up faster. If you are particularly sensitive to noise or you prefer privacy, then you may enjoy living in a single-family home because you are less likely to encounter noises and disturbances from common areas that are associated with multi-family style houses. However, the cost to purchase a single-family home and maintaining a single-family home are much higher. Primarily, as I stated, because there's a greater demand for single-family homes, and you are fully responsible for all maintenance and repairs. Also, property taxes are greater because property taxes are calculated based on the value of your home. Therefore, property taxes for single-family homes tend to be higher than other styles of home. Now, I hope that was not too long. This concludes really pretty much part 4 of the series. Again, if you find this video informative, I ask that you subscribe and click on the bell to be notified when I post the latest videos. Once again, I greatly appreciate your continued support. As always, our Home Snatch team is we are ready, willing, and able to assist you with your South Florida real estate transaction. Please visit us at www.homesnatchrealty.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, Home Snatch Realty, or Instagram, Home Snatch Realty. And I thank you for watching, and have a blessed and productive day. Thank you.